Metal Slug X is a 1999 re-release of Metal Slug 2 that features a slew of new and improved features, such as improved frame rate, tweaked difficulty, and many of the tracks in the game have been reworked. Since its initial release, it has been released on seemingly every single console imaginable, and it was recently ported to Steam as well. That is the version you're seeing here. The Steam version allows for high-resolution graphics and widescreen support, which makes the game look nicer than it ever has before. It also allows you to play co-op with any of your friends that happen to own the game on Steam as well. In Metal Slug 2, you're going up against General Morden again, and the two characters from the first Metal Slug game, Marco and Tarma, are playable once again, and they are joined by two new soldiers in the fight. Two females, Eri and Fio. These four characters would become standard from the series. Anytime you die, you can select a different character if you so choose, but it really does not affect much how they act in battle. They all kind of play the exact same way. This game also introduces support characters, one of which will drive up and give you weapons and items. The other one will fight by your side and fire Hadokens at the enemies from the Street Fighter series. This game includes vehicles and weapons that were not in the original Metal Slug, but for the most part it really doesn't change the gameplay all that much. Then again, why should it? The original Metal Slug was great. All you do in this game is run to the right, fly to the right if you're in a jet or helicopter of some kind, or roll to the right if you're in some kind of tank, and kill everything in sight. And there's a little bit of platforming in here as well. There's nothing too complex here. This is good old school arcade fun. I love it a lot. And if you enjoyed the kind of old school run and gun shooters, you're going to enjoy this game quite a bit as well. The game does provide you with a variety of weapons you can use. These include, but are not limited to, machine guns, lasers, and heat-seeking missiles. This game also features quite a few different items that you can pick up over the course of your journey. These include things like POWs, who, when you rescue them, they will drop power-ups for you to pick up, various types of livestock and other animals that you can pick up purely for points, and various types of food. And much like previous games, if you eat too much food or pick up too much food over the course of a level, your character can temporarily become fat. There are other transformations in this game as well. For example, in this one level you can turn into a mummy, at least temporarily. The co-op play works very well. It really doesn't seem to weigh it down at all, as does the internet play. It's easy to connect and easy to pull somebody in the game and play co-op with them. Being able to play it both co-op and single player does lend the game that much more replayability. There's quite a bit of replay value in these games. They're short, sweet, and a hell of a lot of fun to play through. This game does allow you to have a free mode where you can continue as many times as you want, and I would recommend playing on this setting because trying to get through this game on a limited number of quarters, or virtual quarters as it were, is incredibly difficult. This is not an easy game, but I wouldn't call it an overly frustrating one either, because you'll simply be having way too much fun to be incredibly frustrated with it. Besides that, this game isn't very long. You can sit down and beat this in about an hour. Speaking of which, one of my main complaints about Metal Slug 3 was that the last level was just too darn long. It really threw off the pacing of the game as a whole, and that is not the case here. This last level isn't any longer than any of the levels that came before it. And I really appreciate that because that keeps an even keel on pacing from beginning to end, and it really helps, I think, raise this game above that one, at least in my opinion. This game is not without its faults, however. There is a little bit more variety in Metal Slug 3 with the level design, which I kind of would expect because it's the next game in the series. Obviously, you want to build on top of that, but it's still true. There's some variety here, but there could be more. and there were more in future entries in the series. However, this game is so short that you're not going to get bored of it and find it incredibly repetitive. You're going to sit down, beat it in about an hour, and it's not going to give you enough time for it to get repetitive. Despite playing the Metal Slug X version of this game, which is supposed to have an improved frame rate, there are still frame rate drops here and there that you might experience as you play throughout it. When things get a little bit too hectic on screen, it might start to slow down on you. It certainly did for us a couple of times. Don't let that deter you from picking this game up, and don't let its short length deter you from picking it up either. As previously mentioned, there's a lot of replay value here, and the game's a hell of a lot of fun. I would recommend this game to anybody who loves a good old school arcade style shooter. There's a lot of fun to be had here, and I thoroughly enjoyed playing through this game, and would love to do more Metal Slug games on my Let's Play channel in the future. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would be greatly appreciated. We will talk to you guys next time. Thanks everybody, and goodbye.